There's three areas of your life that, I think are important, right? One is really mastering your mind, right? Your thought process. And so that then cascades into, our emotional responses that we have with life around us and our perceptions. So how do we reorient ourselves in a way that is congruent with the life that we actually want to create, or the business that we want to create, or the relationships that we want to create, or the health that we want to have? And I think there's a lot of roads to the mountaintop. I have the perspective that I have because that was my journey. This idea that what you believe will dictate your thoughts on a moment-by-moment basis. So if you believe that, money's hard to make, as a simple example, you're not going to have ideas or thoughts around money that would be lending to making it easily, right? And so what you believe dictates what you think. You can't get like an apple from an orange tree. And what you think, you then experience as an emotion, right? And then that emotion then dictates what actions you do or do not take. And they're always aligned, right? Your beliefs dictate your thoughts, dictate your emotions, dictate your actions, which produce your results. And your results, when you look at them, then just reinforce the original belief. And so we're caught in that construct, right? But the linchpin is the belief system. So the question is, how do I actually change what I believe? If my beliefs really do dictate my destiny, right? Which is, I'm not the only person suggesting that. The question becomes, how do I change my beliefs? And in that is an inherent challenge, because by definition, beliefs are that which are true. And so then the question is, how do we break out of this? To understand that there were only two states of emotional beingness that I could be in at any given point in time. I would either be in a powerful state of being, states like joy, curiosity, excitement, calm, peace, passion, or I would be in a primal state of being, boredom, anger, frustration, some form of fear. Through my journey, what I realized was the only cause of that switch to be flipped was my own thinking. I needed to start controlling the meaning I was giving the experiences of life. In that sense, without even getting really woo, you're creating a reality, right?
You can decide to view this as something that is working for me, right?
Yes.
How the Tony Robbins question, I love this. How's the worst thing that ever happened to you actually the best thing? And that reframe, just asking a different question, changes everything.
That which we tend to pay attention to is aligned with what we believe, and so that's all we get. So if you want, more happiness, if you want more wealth, if you want deeper relationships, if you want to have more joy, you want to have more fun, you want to, achieve your full potential and really make an impact in the world, then what's really important is to get clear on what that could look like for you, and to make sure that what you believe is congruent with that outcome. Because if what you believe is not congruent with that outcome, just neurophysiologically, you're working against yourself. Most people know what they don't want, but they don't know what they do want. If you say to somebody, what do you want? They'll spend maybe 10 seconds sifting around and then start telling you exactly all the stuff that they don't. And so it's important to have clarity on what you want to create, to have clarity on the type of partner you want to have in your life, to have clarity on the things that you want to learn. Because I believe that clarity is intimately connected to imagination. So as we're getting clear on something, we're beginning to see what that thing is. So as you're getting clear around something, you're actually building neural networks as if that image or that experience had already occurred. I mean, this is really powerful because so often people don't know how to achieve something. And because they don't know how, they don't spend a lot of time getting additional clarity. They don't spend time imagining what the future would look like with that thing, or being that thing, or creating that thing, because they get stuck on the how. And what I would suggest is that if you're willing to invest time in getting clearer around something or imagining, you build neural networks that represent the memory of an experience that has not happened yet. That's powerful. I mean, we're talking about like next level mental technology, because if you had experienced the thing already, would you know how to do it? So what I would suggest is that it's that change in the neural networks of your brain that you can achieve through clarity, which is part of this kind of imagination category. I mean, in this way, you're able to start building neural networks of experiences that have not happened yet, that I believe then give you access to the thoughts, the ideas, the perceptions, and if you want to talk about like creating the synchronicities that actually close the gap between that future and the present moment. Don't let not knowing how prevent you from spending time getting additional clarity or imagining, because that's actually what's required to happen in order for you to know how.
So I thought that was so powerful, like to start moving, and in the moving, in getting the clarity, some of it will come to you. In moving forward, some more of it's going to come to you.
We talk about fog, right? It's like people get stuck because they're not clear. So, but getting more clarity, people get paralyzed by not knowing some kind of never attainable omniscience around the topic. And so they stop, right? They move into indecision, they move into some form of procrastination. And the way you get more clarity is the same way you drive in fog. You've got 10 feet of clarity. The way you get 10 feet more is to move forward 10 feet, right? You're never gonna know.
How do you help people unwind the fears around that? Is it all attacking the beliefs, like what are you really worried about? I'm worried I'm not good enough, that kind of thing?
Yeah, for us, it's really looking at what is the thinking that's causing the emotional response, which is fear, and knowing that what's actually happening, and again, this is just what we're suggesting, what's actually happening is you've activated neural networks that represent a dissonant concept, and your nervous system is experiencing that dissonance as fear. Your nervous system is telling you it's not true. It's not true that you're not good enough. It's not true that you need to get it all done. It's not true that you're going to end up living under the bridge. It's not true. Any of those things aren't true. Like, it was realizing that my emotional responses were being dictated by my thoughts, not by the actual experiences. It was starting to become more self-aware through the work that we did. So it's in here now, a journey of personal exploration. And the one thing that we started to see consistently as we were working with people around their beliefs, which we believe create the quality of their life moving forward in every area, right? Your beliefs dictate your destiny. It's the fact that it's at the core of behavioral psychology, right? Your beliefs dictate your thoughts, dictate your emotions, dictate your actions, dictate your results, which reinforce your beliefs, right? The beliefs are just decisions, and that you could just decide something different, and the whole machine would start recalibrating around it and reorienting around it if you were willing to give yourself permission to make a new decision about life or money or relationships or whatever it is. But then after that, we consistently started seeing that the quality of the belief was that as we actually worked with people, they would say, oh, it's actually not true. Oh, I see that it's not true for me. It doesn't need to be not true for me. But as we worked with them with our methodology, they would go, wow, it's not even true. And it was never true back then, right? And so as we saw that, then we started finding even faster ways, right? Now you got to be open to it. You got to be open to the idea that anytime you're moving into a primal state, it's only being caused by your thinking, and the quality of the thinking is that it's not true, even though in the moment it's really true for you.